So let's start out with something you know a lot about, growth. You've now seen two companies, Google and Facebook, go from startup to IPO, beyond. What does it take to grow a business successfully?
I think the most important thing about growing a business successfully is thinking ahead about where you're going to be. So I think about like the 3 tips you have for scaling an organization. The first, and I think the most important, is to think big. People think about how do you manage, how do you motivate an organization? And they think about management, basically the science of administering a business, or leadership. And my favorite definition of leadership is the art of accomplishing more than the science of management says is possible. When you have a big vision, when you're thinking really big, something that can change the world. So my favorite example, connecting the world, which was Mark Zuckerberg's vision for Facebook. That's the kind of thing that excites people and motivates them. That gets them to follow you, not just because they work for you and they need to do what you say, but because they believe in what you're trying to do. And when you're trying to really scale an organization, you need to go really quickly and get people to accomplish more than they thought was possible. And I think that comes from internal motivation, which really comes from a vision that's big enough. I think the second thing is you have to hire big. And big, I don't mean famous. I mean ahead of where you are. So when you're growing an organization really quickly, what happens is that what normally takes an organization years happens in a period of just months. So when I was at Google, my team went from 4 to 4,000 in about 5 years. That means that if you look at those first 4 people I hired, in order for them to be part of the people who are running that organization, they need to do about 10 or 15 years worth of growing and getting experience in a much shorter period of time. So if you think you're going to grow quickly, hire for what you think you're going to need. Hire people who are more qualified, have more experience, or hire people who are right out of school but can overachieve in their current roles. I don't think it's a number of years in the workforce that matters. I think it's hiring the people that you're going to need now, because then happens so quickly.